Hello everyone, I want to take this moment to say thank you to each and every one of the subscribers out there currently and hopefully also the future ones. I really appreciate your support and liking and subscribing this channel. We've now grown to just over 400 subscribers, and it is quite a feat considering this is a pretty niche channel with kind of niche collectible items such as statues, video games, and things of that nature. So I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to grow the channel further and expand a little bit more in the types of videos that I'll be presenting. What I'll be showing today is pretty much what I hope that 2021 will bring. These are some of the pieces that I've pre-ordered and look forward to making a review for once they arrive. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, it has slowed and delayed some of these items. But I'm hoping things will go back to normal, at least a new normal, and we'll get our items back on track. So again, everyone, stay safe. Thank you, and I really appreciate it. Alright everyone, and first off we've got the Hot Toys quarter scale Spider-Man figure. This figure was originally supposed to come out last fall and has been delayed thanks to the pandemic and has still been delayed this year, so hopefully will still come out at least before summer. Right now my change date has been May, so hopefully that still rings through, possibly even heard June, so we'll see. Of course it is a wonderful quarter scale 18-inch tall figure before putting it on the base. Again, the base itself has a lot of different options which you can display it in. This will partner well with my quarter scale Iron Man Hot Toys figure as well, and of course in the movie room. Of course, normal Hot Toys, great quality, excellent paint job, and I honestly can't wait to review this. I'll be unboxing and of course reviewing it once it arrives. And next up, we've got a item from 3-0. This is Blitz Wing, the the premium scale, and this is about 17.5 inches tall. And one of the reasons why I got this was primarily because it just reminds me of Starscream from the Generation 1. I love the coloring. It does of course have a heavy die-cast metal skeleton with plastic parts. If the Bumblebee premium scale is anything to go by, this is going to be an amazing figure. Again, this was all supposed to come out last fall, but then got delayed to this year. I believe right now the possible date is June. Who knows, it may get pushed back to July. 3-0 sometimes does take their time, but fortunately I've never been disappointed with any of their premium scale figures. So that's definitely one I'm looking forward to add to the collection and review for everybody. And next up is one of my favorite dynamic duos, especially from the View Askew universe. Jay and Silent Bob, Snoochie Boochies. One of my favorite directors, and of course is Kevin Smith, and my favorite movie with him is definitely probably Chasing Amy, followed by Mallrats, and then of course Clerks. I had to get, as soon as I saw this statue, I had to pre-order it from Sideshow Collectibles. It's supposed to come out in May. Fingers crossed it's still on track. Fortunately, it seems a fairly simple statue, and of course one of its kind. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get Kevin Smith to sign it if he's ever back here in Washington State to do one of his shows. So this is definitely one of the ones I'm definitely looking forward to. Hopefully it does come out in May. This was originally announced, I believe, end of year last year or at the beginning of the year this year. So the wait wasn't too long, at least so far. Next up, we've got another Hot Toys that was announced earlier this year. This is the quarter scale Season 2 version of The Mandalorian. This is the deluxe version that I pre-ordered. It does, of course, come with Grogu. The base for some folks is a little busy. Personally, I like it a lot. It matches my quarter scale Boba Fett and also my quarter scale Darth Vader. So that will go all next to each other in a detolf. I love the different ways you could use the base, all the different accessories that it comes with, all the different poses that's possible. So this is definitely one I'm hoping that does not get delayed into next year and still comes out at least by the end of the year this year. I think right now we're looking at a November, December delivery date, so I'm hoping it doesn't slip. This is definitely one of my favorite shows, also my wife's favorite show as well, especially because of Grogu. So I'm looking forward to this, hopefully in November, December of this year. I hope it doesn't get delayed. Next up is another 3-0. This is the Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. definitely based off the Generation 1 kind of schema. This is the premium scale, so he is 19 inches tall. Again, a die-cast metal frame, some good heavy weight to him. This is pretty much one of my last premium scale figures for this line that I'll be picking up. The only one that I'm really hoping for is I'm hoping to do Soundwave. Because Soundwave is another one of those classic Transformer Decepticon figures that I was a huge fan of besides Starscream. And of course Prime and Bumblebee. So if Soundwave were to come out in premium scale, I'd be pre-ordering that. My next, of course, look up after Blitz Wing will be Prime, which will be joining the rest of the other premium scale Primes that I currently have from the Bayverse. So definitely, it looks amazing, and 3.0 has never gone steered anybody wrong when it comes to any of their kind of robot figures. Next up is a pretty big piece. This is a half-scale Aquaman. Of course, the likeness of Jason Momoa from Queen Studios, using a silicone head and also, of course, rooted hair for his mustache, his beard, and of course his hair itself. This figure is half scale, and right now it's been released in China. I believe there are some folks that did receive it kind of near the end of February, right before Chinese New Year, and I believe they'll be shipping out in the next month or two. So hopefully, or maybe by summer this will be out, and also another piece that I'm looking forward to reviewing. I hope that Queen Studios also does a half-scale Superman with Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in her classic costume, and of course Batfleck. Those are probably the only half-scale figures, statues that I would pick up and stop the collection there when it comes to half-scale. Up next is another Queen Studios piece. This one is the third scale Christian Bale Dark Knight, and I ended up going with the rooted hair. I know some collectors have already received the sculpted hair version, so I think the rooted hair version is probably still on tap for third quarter this year. So anytime, of course, between August through October, August through September, or July through September. So from all indications so far, it looks like a great piece. I know there are some detractors out there where, depending on some of the screenshots, his head looks a little too narrow, but I'm definitely going to reserve my judgment until I get it in person, unbox it. If anything, Queen Studios always does an amazing job. The third scale Heath Ledger prison scene Joker is amazing, and I definitely can't wait to add this to that collection to partner with. And next up, we have more of a kind of a gaming paraphernalia. Mass Effect is one of the games that I just loved during the Xbox 360 era, and I did have to pick up the Legendary Edition. Needed to pick up this helmet. Of course, lights up blue or red, Renegade or Paragon. The only thing I don't like about this is that it does not come with the actual game, which is fine, because I was also thinking about using this helmet for Halloween. And looking on Etsy, even just a custom unpainted helmet that's of course not licensed is already the same price or more than what this costs. So I figured might as well hop in, pre-ordered it, and it's still available for pre-order, I believe, for the second run. It's retailing for $149.99. Of course, comes with lights. It does not, of course, have the game, but it does come with the steelbook and I believe a poster as well. But still cheaper than any of the Etsy products that I saw. And next up is another Queen Studios piece that I just had to pick up. Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. This is the rooted hair version in his dressing room. I hope they also include a fake cigarette to put in his fingers there. The amazing part is the bulbs on the base behind him, the mirror behind him, actually all light up. This is a third scale piece. Fully sculpted, rooted hair, and of course a tailored outfit. This will partner well next to my Heath Ledger Joker. I love this piece because one of my friends, John, says that you just never know, the person that you run into, what one bad day could bring. And Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of Joker was amazing, and of course of his character Arthur Fleck before the transformation. This is slated to be, I believe, Q4 2021, but it might slip into 2022. Otherwise, though, I know it's worth the wait. So definitely a statue that I'm looking forward to. Again, third scale, so decent size. And next is another third scale with the new studio that I haven't collected with so far. This will just be my first piece. So I decided to go with the third scale Gal Gadot Wonder Woman with the golden armor from J&D Studios in Korea. This is an amazing figure. Their Arthur Fleck figure, statue, has also been fairly well received. Um, just a little too kind of normalized for me. I do wish they did Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, when he was painted up as Joker. So this is definitely one I'm looking forward to. I think the likeness is just spot on. Of course, silicone head, glass eyes, rooted hair. Can't wait. And this one is scheduled for Q4 2021. Also, again, a third scale figure, no accessories, but pretty much, I think that just would detract from the overall look of the piece. It literally looks like a miniaturized Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And next up is another J&D Studios piece that I'm looking forward to. This one I will actually be partnering up with my Dark Knight Batman, also in third scale. The main difference, of course, with this one is a fully, cloth outfit, silicone head, also with glass eyes, rooted hair. So it looks amazing, and definitely I love the imposing stance and figure of this piece. Looking at it, it definitely captures that moment in the film. While they already did say that the face is not exactly from that moment. It's kind of an amalgam and their kind of artistic interpretation of it. Honestly, I probably would have picked up the Queen Studios piece if it was third scale and not quarter, but I'm definitely more of a fan of the third scale or half scale at this point. So this is definitely another piece that I'm very much looking forward to. Again, this is you can see the base. It does come with some accessories because you can show it either with the knife or the hands. And also it can also hold the machine gun pistol as well. And now another, last but not least, another J&D Studios 1/3 scale statue. Of course, Selena Kyle Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. Also again from J&D Studios. This was a edition of about 800 and literally sold out in just under 2 hours. I believe it was like an hour and a half. Also silicone head, glass eyes, rooted hair. Again, this will also look great. I'll be putting all these into a detolf since they're in a pretty kind of a minimal base, and they fit well in a detolf standing up if you're only displaying two figures. So I'll have them all on the bottom, showcasing Batman third scale from Queen, J&D Wonder Woman, J&D Joker, and of course J&D Catwoman here. This is set to come out first quarter of 2022. Again, may possibly be delayed, but who knows. The first figure did ship on time, so Arthur Fleck did ship out in January/February of 2021. And next we come to a couple more arcade one-ups, so some video games. So X-Men, this one I'm not 100% sure of, only because if they do announce Simpsons, the arcade game, with net play, I'd rather pick that up versus X-Men, just because I don't have enough room in my arcade retro game room man cave. So this is one that's a maybe. It depends on whether or not they'll announce Simpsons. The next arcade one-up is definitely a must-buy for me. Killer Instinct. It's got net play, and if Marvel vs. Capcom is to anything go by, the net play is amazing. I will of course be modding the buttons since I don't like the stock, and I'll probably mod the gates as well. And another piece that I pre-ordered, which I'll be opening, is the limited edition of Monkey Island Anthology. So it's all 5 games, actually 5 games from Limited Run Games. This, as a fan of the limited art of LucasArts adventure games, I just had to pick up. I grew up and spent so many of my preteen years playing these games back in the EGA that I just had to pick it up, mostly for nostalgic factor, but also because I'm a huge fan. So that's what we've got so far for 2021. I'm sure there'll be some surprises throughout the year. I also will be uploading every week or so during the weekend. I'll be putting up some retro game pieces, starting off with some Neo Geo games. This will be, of course, they'll be either from the MVSX or from my Switch. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for helping me with getting this channel to slowly grow. I appreciate everyone out there. Have a great day.